The mountain screamed before anyone heard it. At sunrise, beneath a flawless blue sky, the ancient forest fell into an impassable silence. No birds sang, no wind stirred the towering pines. Even the crystal river seemed to hold its breath. 17-year-old Ethan froze on the edge of a rocky cliff, his camera slipping from his hands as a deep rumble echoed through the valley. Then he saw it, a thick column of gray smoke rising from the heart of a protected wilderness, where no fire should exist. Moments later, a golden eagle burst from the trees, flying low in panic, followed by frightened deer racing downhill as if escaping an unseen predator. Ethan had spent his entire life exploring these mountains, yet he had never witnessed the forest behave like this. His grandfather's words suddenly returned with chilling clarity. When the forest becomes silent, it isn't asleep. It's trying to warn you. Ethan had only two choices: turn back and forget what he had seen, or step into the ancient wilderness and uncover a secret powerful enough to destroy a forest that had stood untouched for centuries. He chose to keep walking, unaware that every step was leading him toward the greatest mystery and the greatest danger of his life.
The mountain did not whisper that morning, it roared. As the first golden light touched the endless blue sky, every bird in the forest fell silent, and 17-year-old Ethan realized that nature was trying to warn him. For generations, the people of Pine Valley believed the ancient forest surrounding their village was alive. Towering pine, cedar, and fir trees stretched towards snow-covered peaks that seemed to touch the heavens. Crystal streams carved paths through moss-covered stones, feeding wildflowers that painted the forest floor in shades of blue, purple, and gold. Above them, the sky remained an impossible shade of sapphire, so clear that distant eagles appeared like tiny shadows gliding through an endless ocean of light. Ethan had grown up exploring those woods with his grandfather, a retired ranger who taught him that every tree stored decades of history within its rings. A healthy forest is more than wood, he often said. It protects the soil, stores water, shelters wildlife, and even shapes the air we breathe. Scientists would have agreed. Dense forests help stabilize mountain slopes, reduce erosion, regulate local temperatures, and support thousands of interconnected species. High mountain ecosystems are often called Earth's water towers because melting snow feeds rivers that sustain life far below. One cool autumn morning, Ethan packed his notebook, camera, and binoculars. His dream was to become a wildlife photographer. He hoped to capture the elusive golden eagle that nested near the highest cliffs. The climb began beneath ancient pines where sunlight filtered through emerald needles. Red squirrels raced across branches. A herd of deer moved quietly through the undergrowth. Far above, a woodpecker hammered rhythmically against a weathered trunk while the wind carried the fresh scent of pine resin. Hours later, Ethan reached a rocky overlook. Before him stretched a breathtaking panorama, rolling forests fading into distant valleys, jagged mountains crowned with fresh snow, and an endless blue sky glowing brighter than polished crystal. As he raised his camera, something unusual caught his eye. A thick column of gray smoke rose from the western ridge. There should have been no smoke, no villages, no camps, no controlled burns, only protected wilderness. The birds suddenly disappeared into the canopy. Even the wind seemed to stop. A strange silence settled across the mountains, heavier than any storm cloud Ethan had ever known. His grandfather's old warning echoed in his mind. When the forest becomes silent, listen carefully. It is preparing to tell a story most people are too late to hear. Without knowing it, Ethan had just taken the first step into a mystery that would test not only his courage, but the future of the entire mountain forest. The smoke was no longer distant. It was moving, and something hidden beneath the ancient forest was drawing Ethan closer with every step. Ignoring the uneasy feeling in his chest, Ethan left the overlook and followed a narrow trail that few hikers even knew existed. The deeper he walked, the older the forest became. Massive firs and ancient cedars towered above him, their trunks wrapped in emerald moss. Fallen logs had become living gardens covered with mushrooms, ferns, and tiny seedlings. His grandfather had once explained that these nurse logs fed new life, proving that in nature, even death created a beginning. Fresh animal tracks crossed the damp soil: elk, foxes, and the unmistakable print of a black bear. Yet none of the animals remained nearby. The forest felt strangely empty, as though every creature had sensed danger before humans could. The smell reached him first, not the comforting scent of pine, burning diesel, metal, freshly cut wood. Ethan crouched behind a cluster of boulders and carefully raised his binoculars. His heart skipped. Hidden inside the protected valley was an illegal logging camp. Heavy machines stood between stacks of freshly cut timber. Trees that had survived storms, droughts, and centuries of changing seasons now lay scattered across the ground. Several workers loaded giant trunks on trucks, while another crew marked untouched trees with bright orange paint. He quickly photographed everything: every machine, every license plate, every damaged hillside. Then the mountain answered. A deep cracking sound echoed across the valley. One freshly cleared slope suddenly collapsed. Rocks, mud, and broken trees thundered downhill, destroying part of the illegal camp. The workers ran in panic as dust filled the air. Ethan remembered another lesson from his grandfather. Healthy tree roots lock mountain soil together like a living net. Remove enough of them, and even solid ground can fail after rain or melting snow. The landslide lasted less than a minute. Its warning would last for decades. As the dust settled, Ethan noticed something unexpected. A small golden eagle struggled beside a fallen nest near the edge of the collapse. One wing appeared injured. Without thinking, he sprinted toward it. Behind him, someone shouted, "There! Stop him!" Voices echoed through the valley. The workers had seen him. Ethan gently wrapped the frightened bird inside his jacket and ran toward the forest. Branches whipped across his face while engines roared to life behind him. He knew the photographs in his camera could expose everything, but only if he escaped. The chase had begun, and somewhere beyond the trees, the silent mountain was preparing one final test. The mountain chose its side. Before the first engine reached Ethan, as thunder rolled across the blue sky, the ancient forest came alive with a power no machine could overcome. Rain began to fall in cold, steady drops, turning the narrow trail into slippery mud. Ethan held the injured golden eagle close beneath his jacket while racing through the towering pines. Behind him, the roar of engines faded as the logging trucks struggled on the soaked mountain road. The forest that had seemed silent only hours before suddenly burst with life. Ravens circled overhead, deer bounded through the trees, and distant wolves called across the valley, as if the wilderness itself had awakened. After nearly an hour, Ethan reached an old ranger cabin hidden beside a crystal-clear stream. An emergency radio still worked. Breathless, he reported the illegal logging operation, the landslide, and the exact location of the camp. He then uploaded every photograph from his camera to a cloud backup before the battery finally died. Within hours, park rangers, rescue teams, and environmental investigators arrived by helicopter. The damaged logging site was sealed. The workers were questioned, and the remaining ancient trees were placed under immediate protection. Experts later confirmed that the unauthorized cutting had weakened the mountainside, triggering the landslide exactly as Ethan's grandfather had warned. The injured golden eagle was taken to a wildlife rehabilitation center. Weeks later, after careful treatment and endless patience, the magnificent bird spread its powerful wings once again. Ethan stood on a mountain ridge as the eagle soared into the brilliant blue sky, disappearing above forests that had been given a second chance. The investigation led to stronger conservation laws, improved satellite monitoring, and stricter protection for old-growth forests. Scientists reminded the public that forests store vast amounts of carbon, protect biodiversity, regulate water cycles, and reduce the risk of floods and landslides. Every ancient tree lost is far more than timber. It is part of a living system that takes centuries to build. Standing beside his grandfather beneath the endless mountain sky, Ethan smiled as the wind whispered through the pines. "You were right," he said softly. His grandfather nodded. "The forest always speaks. The question is whether people are willing to listen." High above them, the golden eagle circled once before disappearing into the endless blue. The mountains stood tall, the rivers flowed clear, and the ancient forest breathed peacefully again. For as long as people choose to protect nature instead of exploiting it, the forests will remain the guardians of the mountains. The mountains will protect the rivers, and the blue sky will continue to inspire every generation that dares to look up.